Everybody, welcome over here. In the series of videos, I've been talking about how do you know whether your agency or those that reach out to you are they shady or not, right? Maybe those are not shady. And especially we're talking about how can you audit your existing agency to know whether they're actually working on getting you ranked locally. When we talked about locally, it's going to be this map section over here. And I gave you 3 tests already. I'm gonna give you a final quick test to know whether they're actually working on your account or not, or they're just basically set and forget, right? So first is to make sure Google listing is up to date, right? This one, for example, is not up to date. Well, we all know it should be open 24/7, for example. Second test is going to be very simple. Are you over promising, under delivering? That typically means if your physical address is not in the city or business that you want to gain market share, there's no way you will get ranked unless there's less than 3 funeral homes in that town, adjacent town. Third test is going to be something called citations. Citations is getting all these other directories out there, right? Google doesn't know whether you're a business or not. Therefore, to know whether you're a business or not is looks at all these other directories beyond Google to know whether you're real or not. So is your agency claiming all these other citations such as Bing, Apple Maps, Yelp, all these other ones? First of all, hopefully they are. If they are, they should be doing it manually, not auto submission. There's a lot of tools that does auto submission and they just make the difference, right? You subscribe to this tool, they walk away, right? And they make the delta. And that's the worst thing to do, because once you no longer subscribe to a tool, it reverts back, or even worse, right? The information is still out there. Now you no longer have login password to. Okay. Fourth, last test I want to give you, very simple, is this. It's going to be looking purely at whether they touch your website, right? Once, right, it's getting harder and harder to rank, but are they actually touching your website? If all they do for you is to help you claim citations, they never touch the content on your website, that means they're not doing any local search for you, right? You can claim as much citations as you want, right? But if you don't touch your website, Google does look at the content on your website. It does look at all the traditional, what we used to call SEO signals, right? It does look into that very, very heavily these days, right? If they're not touching your website with better content, more content about locality-based content, then they're really not helping you get ranked locally. And that typically means they just walk away, they continue to bill you, and you didn't even know you thought they're actually working on your account. So over here, we don't cut corners. Of course, our clients, if they subscribe to the local service, we continue to update their website with better quality content. Any questions? Let me know. Or you just want us to audit to see whether existing agency is actually working on your account. If you're happy with them, that's fine, right? But we can always, just like you, that's why large companies, they pay auditors to come in just to audit things. Happy to audit your agency for you. Let me know if you have any questions.